So there's an evaluation at the end. We'll collect that when we get back up to the top. So soil health is a term you're seeing a lot more about. So it's kind of like, you know, the prime time to capitalize on it. So we have a statewide initiative, Healthy Soil, Healthy Environment. And we have a website, soilhealth.osu.edu. So there's a lot of good information there. The flyer has that information. You can access that. So when we talk about soils, there's some things you can control, some things you cannot control with your soil. So when you look at a chart like this, what are the things in this chart you have control over on your fields? Well, it's probably not the mineral materials, right? That's the sand, silt, clay, that's the slope, that's the bedrock. That's pretty hard to change that up, right? So, you know, if you got a sand hill, you're going to have a sand hill forever probably. You got a muck hole, you got a muck hole. So you got to deal with that the best you can. So what can we control? Well, we got water and air. So how do we control the amount of water and air in our soil? You can, you know, by drainage, you can remove the water. We just heard by irrigation, you can improve the amount of water if you need it, right? So you can control water in your soil, right? How do you control the air in your soil? You can do tillage or no tillage. You can have earthworms aerate it. You can mechanically aerate it. And then we have this little thing, 5% organic matter. Can you do anything about the organic matter? And I think that's where one of the areas that Rafik has done a lot with his soil testing lab that we can really focus on and try to better understand the benefits of improving the amount of organic matter. So we can pass around, these are tube examples. This is an entire 12-inch profile, all good black topsoil, right? We may not be able to achieve that depending on what your mineral materials are, but you should be able to grow pretty good crops if you have that deep a topsoil, right? So next we have about 3-4 inches of clay, and then it transitions. That's probably more of your normal type of agricultural. And then you get into some sand, where you might have 6 inches of sand, and then the top 6 inches of topsoil, right? So let's pass these around. So some of those can be goals. The red is the top as you look at it.
Alan, you have 5% organic matter there. I would say that the average soil sample in the counties near here is not
5%. Yeah,
No,
that can be our goal. Can we achieve 5% in these kind of soils?
That's a great question.
Have you seen that, Rafik? Huh? The local soils, have we gotten up to 5% yet?
No, we have, believe me, this plot, 0 to 3 inches, 1.4% carbon, 1.4, and if you go a little bit deep, 0.4%, hardly anything. But long-term no-till with corn, soybean, wheat rotation and cover crops, we have 2% on the top. So after 13, 14 years, we accumulated 0.6%. But it takes time.
Yeah, it's not going to happen in 1 or 2 years, you know, by doing reduced tillage, cover crops, no-till, those are always going to be good factors. So we look at this small amount here of organic matter, and that's what this entire amount is here now. Within that 5%, we have 2 different fractions of organic matter. We have the active fraction and the passive fraction. The passive is long-term humus. It's very stable. No matter what happens, whatever you grow, whatever you do, it's probably not going to change. And then the active fraction is what now we can test for, and that is going to be a early indicator of improving our soil health. Because the active carbon is going to be the basis of all the energy system in the food web where our microorganisms feed on, and that's going to supply the energy to all those microorganisms from that active carbon part.